Can you ever find home in something that moves? Obviously not, because you're going to have it and then you're going to lose it. So if you're looking for home in a relationship, in money, in a circumstance, in a situation, it's not going to work because you're not going to keep it. So it's never going to work out for you if you try to find it in something. The only place you can ever find home is in that which is always here. Otherwise it wouldn't truly be home. It would be home that you paid for, that is dependent on something, is dependent on money, or is dependent on others, or is dependent on a circumstance. So what is it that you're truly looking for? You're truly looking for security in life, or a security that's beyond life. But maybe you're still in the game where you still believe that in life it will bring you some form of security in doing this or in doing that, and none of it will ultimately bring you security because it will come and go. The only security there is what never leaves. And what is it in your experience that never leaves? What is it that's always here? And the answer is so brilliant because it's everything. Everything is always here. What's happening, what is what's always here. This is what's always here, and this isn't separate from you. It's happening in you, as you. When you identify with the person, You believe that you're a solid object, that you're somebody inside the body, and you're in relationship with all other objects. And that's so much suffering, because you and the other objects are constantly changing and evolving and moving together and moving apart and forming into something else. Who you are is that I am presence. And the empty looking, and the I am presence doesn't have anything to do with the I. Some teachers say that, just forget what other teachers say for the moment. And this I, and listen to what's being said here, and this I am presence doesn't belong to anyone. It's not that you are and you can see it. There is existence, and that existence isn't separate from anything. That love of what you are isn't separate from anything. It is all things, and it is who you are. This is who you are, and this is love. You are not in relationship to anything. Everything is you. You are. This is. And it's the same with the looking. There is no looking that's happening inside of the body. The looking is everywhere and everything. And that's who you truly are. And that looking is so free. It's not size, it's not shape, it's not dependent on how much you earn, or how much stress or no stress you have, or how many kids you have, or if you're in prison, or if you're free, or if you live in Timbuktu or on the moon, in a hot country, a cold country, a right-wing country, a left-wing country, a socialist country, a communist country, capitalist country. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has nothing to do with how much you have, or what is happening. Your freedom is your essence, and it's total love, and that's security. Knowing who you are is security. Everything else will leave. Everything else will come and go. It doesn't mean that on the human level you don't enjoy things and you don't have things, but none of them are your freedom. Your freedom is your essence. In a way, seeing this means you can have lots and lots of things, because there's no real concern about losing them. If you're somebody that's attached to things, having lots of things is very stressful. You're like, oh, where are my things? I must look after them. You are free. Your essence is free. That which listens to me is free. That which breathes is free. Which bumps the heart is free. Which produces these words is free. It's life speaking. It's life listening. It's not you, a limitation. The limitation, the idea of you, doesn't exist. It's an idea that comes and goes and kind of holds on to things, and then lets go and hold on and lets go, and none of that is you. You're not a thought, you're not a feeling, you're not emotion, you're not an idea, you're not a behavior, you're not a way of being, you're not a story, you're not a past event or a future event. You are this presence, this alive presence, and it's happening spontaneously, and it's wild, and it's free, and it's doing what it wants, and it's love. And it doesn't matter, nothing matters. Nothing matters here. It doesn't matter if you think you've got problems, you haven't. They'll sort themselves out. There'll be a problem, and then they won't, and then there'll be a big problem and a little problem and a medium problem. And it'll be painful or not painful, and then it will pass and something else will appear, and then that will be either pleasurable or painful. You hope for the pleasure, but if it's the pain, it's the pain. That it's not about that. Life's not about that. Life is about what's happening, the detail of what's happening. Your bum on the seat, your hands on the table, the eyes, the sound of my voice. It's about this. You're never going to find it in what you think. Even if you're thinking about non-duality, you're like, how do I get there? What do I do? Yes, but you're not going to find it there. What else is happening? What's here and present and free? The sense of existence and this empty looking, that's what's always here. No matter what you've experienced, no matter where you've been, it's always been this sense of empty looking and this sense of being. And it's never arrived here, it's always been here, and everything else has come and gone in here. Time doesn't really exist. Time is something that comes and goes in this. It's all happening in this. So say if you watch the movement of my arm, really there is nothing happening. So when the arm's here, the only reason that you know it's moved because the imagination is filling it all in. So you can imagine that it was up here and that it's moved to here, and then you think we've gone through time. There was a past time that has now disappeared, and we've ended up here, and we're here. And we have been through time and we've arrived here. But actually what's happening is it's always here. And then there's imagination of all these other places where the hand's been. And then you think that time has passed that wasn't you, and it's in the past and didn't belong to you, and is something other and has happened to you, and you're inside this body and you're here, and time is going past you, or you're going through time and through a world, but you're not. You're always here. You're everything that appears, including me. You're me. You're the wall, but not on an egotistical level, not on the person that's like, I am God and I have a Messiah complex and I am in control and it's me that's in control. I don't mean it like that. I mean it in a total, humble, innocent, beautiful way. The person isn't God. The person isn't the controller. The person is a puppet played out by God, which is you, but it's invisible and you're not in control consciously. You're just creating. You just are it, creating. Beautifully, wonderfully, innocently, freely. Have I convinced you? Who would you have convinced? If you leave with something from what I say, then you're missing what I say, because who would leave with something I say? Who's got something? Who knows something? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this presence that's here that knows nothing, that knows but knows nothing. It's conscious, but it knows nothing. It's free. It doesn't know anything. And then the thinking mind goes, yes, but I know that she's speaking. Not that mind. I'm not talking to that mind. What's beyond that? What's always here? And that's this recognition that this is. And then the thinking mind is something that comes and goes in this. The thinking mind makes sense and says, she's speaking, I'm listening. But that's not who I'm talking to. What's beyond that? What else is there? What else is happening? And God is love. Who you are is love, this innocent love that loves its whole creation. Everything. Everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, the boring, the happy, the sad, everything. It loves for no reason. It's unconditioned. It just loves. It just is. It's just there, vibrating in the background, not judging, totally innocent of judgment. I love this subject. I love it. I love it. I love speaking about it with people. It's so beautiful. And this is not meant to be disempowering for the person. If the person's feeling disempowered, then the person is personalizing this message. It's meant to be talking to beyond the person. We can speak about the person. I am not opposed to speaking about the person and how to help you. But this message, non-duality, isn't about helping you, because who would it help? It's not about reconditioning you. It's not about you leaving with better ideas, but I can give you better ideas and better ways to live and easier ways to live. But it's not about that. It is not about that.